Chapter 231, Public Laws 1975. Oh. Wait a minute, this has to be on. Okay. In accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws 1975, be advised that notice of this meeting was made by posting on the bulletin board at Town Hall and serving the officially designated newspapers a notice stating that this meeting would take place at Town Hall at 7:30 p.m. on May 21st, 2019. Please stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Ms. Burstein?
Here.
Mr. Levy?
Here.
Ms. Lieberberg?
Here.
Ms. Prukas?
Here.
Mary Phil Egloff?
Here.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, tonight we have a special proclamation. As Township Committee members, one of the special privileges we have is issuing proclamations. We present these to groups or to residents who have shown commitments to worthy causes, groups, and to those who have excelled in various areas. Tonight's recipients are a group from the Millburn High School who are the world champions in VEX robotics. Literally, world. Team members would join me at the podium. I'll scoot that away. Whereas from April 24th to April 27th, the VEX robotics team from Millburn High School traveled to Louisville, Kentucky for the 2019 VEX Robotics World Championships. And whereas each year the VEX Championships brings together more than 1,650 teams and 15,000 students from 40 countries for a series of engineering challenges that allow students to have fun and learn various academic and life skills. And whereas Millburn High School Team 7405P, Millburn Freak Show, the PH, won the VEX Division title and was the first team from New Jersey to ever win this title. And whereas Millburn Team 7405P won their division title in conjunction with their alliance partner 98060C, Jing'an from Shanghai, China. And whereas on April 27th, 2019, Millburn Team 7405P and 98060C, Jing'an from Shanghai, China, and a freshman, Bruce Zhang. And whereas the team was coached by David Farrell,
Not feeling well.
oh, okay, and Hilton Seibert, aided by Robert Keenan, technology coordinator, and with the administrative support from Dr. William Myron, principal, is he here yet? And Dr. Christine Burton, superintendent of schools. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Millburn and on behalf of Millburn Township community that we hereby recognize and congratulate the Millburn High School VEX robotics team for proudly representing their school, community, and state on the international stage, and thank all of the administrators, teachers, and parents for the support and dedication to the robotics program. So I guess we'll give this to the coach. And we'll have copies. Speak, Ryan, as the captain if you want, and I think we have a few pictures that you were kind enough to supply us with. So if you would say a few words and maybe explain a little bit about the process.
All right, so if any of you don't know, we're part of a worldwide competition called VEX Robotics, and there are multiple levels. There's middle school, elementary school, high school, and collegiate level, and we competed obviously in the high school level. And throughout the season, just runs like a sports competition, sport runs at school, there's actually 24,000 teams across the world that go to local tournaments throughout the state, so we compete against schools from Sparta, Summit, etc. And after that, you actually, by winning a tournament, a regional tournament, for example, one hosted at our high school, we actually hosted 2 this year, you advance to the state championship. For the top, I think 48 teams across the state compete. And out of those 48, the top 8 teams at that competition make it onto the world championship. We were actually close to not making it. We're like one of the, I think the 7th team to make it into the worlds, kind of on that tier list. And we went on to go to the world championship along with 600 other high school teams and came out as #1.
I just want to say, Congressman Malinowski wants to come in person. He sent his staffer, John Marshall, who he will be getting in touch with the team. So, and I know Governor Murphy's office called you to congratulate you. So this is like a huge deal. We are so proud of you all. And we just want to maybe explain the pictures. Do you have any of the actual shots of the competition? Or?
I'm not sure what's on there.
Okay.
They are on here.
Okay.
There's a video or picture?
They could do the video, but there's a bunch of pictures from the tournament of public. The field.
Just one second.
So,
That's the field.
uh-oh.
He's working on it.
I guess while we're waiting, just to explain a little bit more about how the world competition works is we are randomly placed into a division where you have 100 teams. So there's 6 divisions, there are 600 teams, so about 100 per division. And after that, you go into after a few days of qualifications, you go into like a round robin bracket that works just like the basketball NCAA March Madness bracket. So if you lose, you go home. So after winning best of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, you go to Freedom Hall, which is a big stadium in Kentucky where actually Muhammad Ali used to fight, and I think he won his heavyweight championship right there. And so I think there are about almost 10,000 people in the stadium. We competed against the 5 other tournament, the 5 other division champions, and after playing against every single one, we ranked #2, behind one alliance made up of 2 teams from China. So we faced them in the finals in a best of 3, won the first one, lost the second one, and won the last one.
There's a bunch of pictures coming, including showing
And
the
one more thing I
robot.
want to say, the coach also a Millburn High School graduate. So.
So just there, that's the score of the final match 3. You can see it's really close, 18-15. So it was by a very small margin, very exciting to watch, for sure. And here's our team. This is after we won our division, which was the science division. In the semifinals, we were able to beat the U.S. Open champion. They're actually from Canada, but they traveled to the U.S. for the U.S. Open, won that, and they were paired with a team that were the world final runner-up last year that actually lost in the world finals last year, so it's definitely a powerhouse. So we beat them in the semifinals and beat a very solid team in the finals. And here's a round robin match. So this is a match against another division champion. These are two teams from the engineering division. And just to explain the game, how the game works, because the way VEX works is every year there's a new game, so-called game, and it's played on this 12-foot by 12-foot like field. And the point of this year's game was to face everything to your color. So in this match, we are the blue team. So you can see over here, there are these discs on the ground that could be either flipped, so one side's red, one side blue. You can see most of those are blue. And the most important thing are these targets all the way on the top. And those are called flags, and when you hit them, they actually turn to your color. So you can see most of those are blue as well. Actually, all of them are. Slide. So here's us after winning the finals. See, we're all really excited, and if you're wondering why there's so many people there with so many banners, it is because not only was our team and the Chinese team that we paired with up there, but they actually invited all of the university level champions, the middle school, and something called the skills champion, which is it's a team that scored the most points in 1 minute. So that's pretty cool. And here's again after we won the division with our teammates from China. And here's one of the medals they gave to us. So when you first arrive at the World Championship, everybody got a bronze medal just for making it there. And then after winning our division, they actually handed all of us a gold one. Yeah, and here's again at our division. We were so excited to make it. Just making it to Freedom Hall was an accomplishment by itself. Yeah, here's right after we won, I'm pretty sure.
I think there's a good shot of the robot coming.
That's actually when we first arrived at the airport in Kentucky, and they had a robot in the airport. Yeah. Here's Mr. Cyber, Mr. Farrell. This was during probably a
I think it was the Millburn tournament.
yeah, tournament hosted in Millburn where we hosted over 60 teams. And this is when the week we got back, they put this outside for us. And here's the robot. A pretty good picture. We actually put a medal on it, and that's our that's our field we actually have in the mill. And if you're wondering, you can see that these windows are actually really low, and you're wondering, oh, is that the floor? But the field was actually elevated 2 feet, because that's what they do at the World Championship. And instead of buying like a $1,000 piece of equipment to raise the field, we actually spent a weekend at Home Depot, bought $300 worth of wood, and built it ourselves.
All right.
So this is us in Freedom Hall. I'm probably during a round robin match where we're facing another one of the division champions. And that's our partner right here, and that's our robot back there. And this is us setting our robot up, lining it up for something we call the autonomous period, where the robot has to move all by itself for 15 seconds, has to score as many points as it can. And that's just a little picture of trying to show how huge Freedom Hall is and how many people were there, and kind of looks like a hockey game or something like that, because there's so many screens. They're actually kind of like people in the back. It looks like they're on ESPN analyzing a play at football, but they're actually talking about robots and whatever we're doing. So here's a picture, a close-up of the field so you can see our robots up here. This is our partner, and this is a team from actually Singapore. It's one of the top teams in the world. And this is another team from Pennsylvania that's worldly known. And here's a close-up of us on the stage after we won. And then another picture of us on the stage. And that's a big one showing all the winners. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So we have, little key to our little precious township that we are giving to each of you guys. So I have never seen these. They're like amazing. So, the key to the township. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. So we are so proud of you guys. You're so welcome. Wait, who else? There's some more. Okay, I'll give them the extra to the coach.
They need it anymore. That's fine.
So I think everyone should know also when they talk about the mill is what used to be the Millburn addition to the library. And if you go there, Dr. Myron, like it's amazing because there's no longer a whole stacks and stacks of books. There's this whole robotics field set up.
Don't say that too loud, the librarian is.
There is a library also.
Yeah, there is a library. So it's just amazing if you go into the mill. Is it here? Bring us the other guys. So it's all terrific and congratulations.
Can we just move the podium microphone for a quick picture?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Get everybody kind of crunch in here.
Dr. Myron.
Come on.
John, will you stand in for Congressman Malinowski? Malinowski. So I don't know how we're gonna do this.
If you guys want to just kind of come in on this side here. Yeah, if you guys can kind of fill in behind there, taller people in back, shorter in front.
After Muhammad Ali won the Olympics, they gave him the key to Louisville. Next thing they did
A
was
little bit more on this side.
soda fountain.
Yeah.
Shazag.
Yeah, just kind of taller people in back, shorter in front, and then if you crunch up in front of the desk there, you'll be good to go. Perfect. All right, 1, 2.
for our township committee meeting, if you would like to.
To see what you get for the kid.
Right. Next thing is politics.